Okay guys, let's try a playthrough. So, today I'll be using the Gearton Gnomes on this side and the Soulless on this side. So, let's see who goes first. I guess Scorched will be Gnomes and damage counter will be Souls. Looks like the Soulless go first. So, we start off by drawing 3 cards from each deck. I'll try to make it as visible as possible. Couldn't really find the best camera angle that would get you a view of everything at the same time. So those are our 6 cards. Since we're going first over here, we don't get to draw a 7th card, one from either deck. Go from gathering phase straight into the battle plan phase. And from there, it looks like with what I drew, I'm going to go pretty aggressive from the beginning. So Army of Souls is going to get us, as soon as I put in the environment, 2 soul tokens, which I will put here. And we'll go back here. So I gotta take this stuff off before it gets too crowded. So they do have to be put in the kingdom, which is your triangle right here, but we can use this to our advantage now. So first thing I'll do after activating that is put Soul Catcher on the field, and I'll attach Book of Dark Binding. So what Soul Catcher can do is attach up to 2 equip cards instead of the 1 that usually happens. And if he's removed from the war zone when he has something equipped, then he adds a token to the kingdom or war zone, depending where he is, as soon as he leaves the field for each equip that is on him. So we have 1 right now. And let's see, and then Book of Dark Binding, instead of moving and attacking, which since my opponent hasn't put anything on the field, I can deplete this character, and I can, let's see, what would I want to do? Actually, we're gonna wait till the next day. I'll explain why. And we're just going to end right there at first. So, sorry, I gotta walk around the table so that way I could get the right angle. We will now draw with Gnomes, 3 from each. Okay. And that was a pretty good draw too. We'll go with Construction Blueprints, which are going to get me a token during each of my battle plan phases. We will use a supply drop, which this card lets me add a token to an environment, which I already have 1 on there, and it lets me draw a new supply card in its place. Let's see. We're gonna go aggressive with this one too. We'll go Gearton Engineer, which is gonna let me go into the deck and pull another construction blueprint and add 1 to there. So we're at 3. And the way I have to look at it is Soul Catcher can move 2 spaces in a day. So at this point, if I stay right here, it would be able to attack me as soon as it wants to. So we're gonna retreat during our assault phase and can't add anything else. Just to see what we can get during the assessment, we'll play Gnome Toolbox, which lets me take 1 supply card, shuffle it back into the deck, and then draw a new one. So if you can't tell by now, Gnomes, what they're great at is consistency. They're going to keep putting supplies back into their deck and drawing new ones, adding things. Like, they're built as cogs to keep bringing out new things until you get the hand you want for the most part. They're terrible at attacking and movement. So what you really want to do is push them as hard as you can to get the right supplies, and then start deploying your tiered characters as fast as possible, because they're really the only ones who are going to be able to compete battle-wise. So somehow I drew the same card back, which gets us nowhere for the most part. I don't want to use any tokens yet, because I don't know what my opponent's thinking, but we'll just end right there and go back to this guy. So I get to draw one more card. I don't really have a lot of supplies. We'll hope to make more tokens. Okay. No, that's really good. So we are going to play. We're going to deploy Soulmancer, which as soon as he's deployed, he makes a token. Which I guess I need to explain these better too, is tokens going into it. In case you haven't looked at the instructions at a time, construction tokens are always placed on an environment, or can be placed on a character if only being used by that character. But if on an environment, they can be used by any other gnome. What Soulless do is they create souls for their tokens, which actually go on direct spaces. These tokens have 1 movement, 1 attack, and 1 health, which we have a card, I don't have it out right now, that will remind you of that stuff just so you can see it at all times. So this one would be able to move. If there's a character there, it'd be able to attack it. So they work just like characters, but if they're destroyed and killed, your opponent doesn't get a Scorched token, so you just have to use them whichever way you see fit. There's a couple different strategies, which we'll see which ones come up. Let's see. So we're going to play Under Realm Gate, which lets me discard Realm Keeper's Heart from my hand, and then since these two are activated together, one of its abilities are, if it's discarded by effect or by a skill and effect of a Soulless, then you get to draw 1 card from each of your decks in its place. So we summon that. I guess we'll deplete him to make another. You can do that once a day. So during my battle plan phase, he would come back on my next day or turn, and I could do it again. You can keep making him. So he's going to be your main spawner for those. And then it's great that this came up because we just talked about it. I can play Exploding Souls, which makes it so that each time one of these is destroyed or killed, if it's by battle, then it adds 2 damage to the character that attacked it. So they are going to be exploding as they get attacked. So one strategy, if I didn't want to start removing these to create my tiered characters, I could start marching forward with all of them and just start trying to blow up characters on the field. Can't play another character here. But since I removed that, I'll finally use Book of Dark Binding, which I talked about using later. I can remove this from my environment to add a new environment to my hand. So at this point, the 2 I'd be looking at using would either be another Army of Souls so that I could add 2 more to the war zone, or I would do another Exploding Souls because they do stack and I could create giant bombs at that point. So at this point, we're not in a situation where we need to be killing a lot of things, so we are going to do Army of Souls. So this would be added to my hand. I'm not going to use it yet because I'm a little crowded and I've depleted all these characters so I can't move any of them out. So I'm going to hold it there for now, except for I'll move this one forward to kind of create a barrier. So if they start coming at me and attacking, these will be exploding, and they only damage the character that attacks them, so this won't come back and hit him. So, switch back over here, and looking at what we have, definitely need more supplies. I'm gonna play Black Market Gnome. So as soon as he's deployed, what I get to do is draw 3 supplies from my deck. I get to add 1 to my hand, which will definitely do traversing obstacles. I'll explain that later. I add 1 back to the deck, which will do construction fortification, and I add 1 to the OOC. That's discarded. Now, what I'd want to do, I use traversing obstacles to get rid of that environment. Remove that so that if I do decide to attack, I'm not being blown up every second. And if it would have been a field environment, they would have been played on one of these cards or one of these spaces. I would have got another token for removing it. Of course, these are going to each make another token because, as I said, during each of your battle plan phases, construction blueprints keep making more of them. And now that they're depleted, I might go on offense. How many do I have? I have 5. Yeah. So, actually, we'll try Toolbox first again really fast because I don't like this helping hands. It's not going to be helping me right now. Please say I don't draw another one, or this is just going to be... Ooh. I'll play the supply drop I just drew, which, as you saw before, is going to add another token and let me draw. There's my helping hands again, so apparently we're going to be stuck with this card for a while. Let's see, we have 6, which means I can go for my biggest, or since they have a huge line, might be smarter. Nope. I think I'm going to go for the quick win that I didn't see coming before. So, without a single Scorched token being earned, I'm going to go straight for their throne by doing this. So, Gearton Engineer's second skill is that if you make a Titan, so you can make Titans or Gear Knight armors, that's like their tiered characters right now. I can make a Titan for 1 less token than it would usually cost anytime I'm using him as the creator. So it usually would cost 4 tokens to deploy this character, which that means it only costs 3. I can move that, add it to Titan Beta, or create Titan Beta, and then with Black Market Gnome, I could create my quick mover, which is going to be Titan Alpha, which this character has very little defense whatsoever with only 2 armor, 1 health, but can move a crazy amount in comparison. So here is going to be our new thing. So that one was going to cost 2 to make. So we still have 1 remaining over. I'm going to add Fortification that we drew earlier to this card. When this is equipped, it makes it so anytime this character would be killed, if it's by battle, I remove Fortification and it keeps its health but no armor for that day. So pretty much you have to kill it twice that day, which is going to be a huge advantage coming up in 1 second. So I know I'm going through all this really fast. I just wanted to show you guys one quick version of a playthrough. Titan Beta is very specialized. So while he's not great, he's slow moving, a low attacker for a Titan, things like that. One of his greatest skills is that I can deplete him here, and he has a skill called Tower to Tower. So since he's located on a tower spot, which I'm not sure if you can see from the video, if I deplete him here, it actually makes what you consider like a skyline or a zip line to the other tower. So in this game, while attacking and trying to overpower your opponents is huge, a lot of decks will have concentrations on movement, things like that. So when I was looking at why I consider it like a chess game, is that your opponent might think they have a huge line going up and they're going to overpower you. But what I'm about to do here is show you that there's going to be so many other ways to win that I want people to look at and try to figure out. So as I said, he makes the zip line over to this tower, which any of my other characters can use. This character being able to move 2 spaces, I'll move 1 onto here, which moves it there, and then I'll attack this character to get it out of the way because it has a huge attack in comparison to this one. I'll take that out, which I should also explain really fast, that while this one has 0 armor, so it doesn't matter, if any character is depleted, so sideways like this, and it gets attacked, 1, it can't retaliate, so it doesn't attack back, and second, if it does have armor, its armor is considered 0. So you're in a really bad position if your opponent has characters close to you because you have no armor and you don't attack back. So pretty much he's just wiped out. That would add the first Scorched token to the gnomes, but what matters is I have a second movement. I'll move straight to their throne, which, if you look through the instructions, is the other way to win. You either get 10 Scorched tokens and overwhelm through battle, or you try to outmaneuver your opponent and get to their throne. If I get there, I haven't won yet. They get to have a day or a turn to rebuttal, and pretty much if they can get my character off the throne before they end their day, then the battle continues. But if they end their day and I still have a character on their throne, then I've won. So at this time, let's make sure I don't have anything else I want to play. No deployment, no cards left. Okay, so I'll start the Souls Day. And it is definitely not looking good. Let's see. Because the problem is, since that construction fortification is on there, I can't kill it with 1 character. I have to get 2 characters that can kill it. And I also have this tower kind of blocked off, so I can move that person there, but he can't get a kill. I forgot to draw, so we're gonna have to hope to get a strong character. Oops, wrong deck. Strong character, which I just got the one I lost. I can't. If these would still be able to explode and he hadn't gotten rid of that, I could have used those. I'm gonna have to say use that. Make 2 more tokens. That's not gonna be enough. And I just filled up my front line, which all of these characters in the gray space say that they must be deployed on a frontline space. So I'm really stuck here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can make, let's see, I can Okay, so this is what I can do. You can make a Dark Commander for 3 souls is what it needs to consume, and you can take them from anywhere. This character is automatically deployed onto the tower, which helps greatly also. So I can remove 3 of these to make a Dark Commander, 3 of these, which I really didn't want to have to do this. It put me in a bad position. I had a great thing going with all those tokens on the war zone, but I am playing huge defense, which souls are not good at. They need to be on the offense most of the time. I made 2 of those, removing the 6 tokens I had. Now, this character can kill him, because it's 4 attack, 2, a 3 total, 2 armor, 1 health. So that would remove the fortification they had, which he's still alive, which means he gets to retaliate and attack a 5 against their 6, which means you don't take damage for the 3 armor, but I would take 2, let's see if I have 2, no, okay, 2 damage to health there. And then he would attack, remove him. So, not only did I get out of danger, I tied up the score there. These both have 2 movement. But see, I know that he's still there, so I don't want to move this Dark Commander because I want to block that. I don't want him to keep getting behind me. This one's pretty hurt, but I think I have a good strategy for him still. It'll take 4 to kill him. There's not many gnomes that can hit for 4. And I will do that during the battle assessment phase because I forgot to do it during the battle plan phase, and add token there. I also didn't end up deploying because I had kind of filled my field too much. So we're actually going to refill pretty well. Shadow Sorceress, what she can do for her first skill is you can combine a character and a soul on the, or a soulless character and a soul that's on the war zone. Remove both of them to add a character from your deck to that space. So what I'm gonna do, and you can do this as many times as you want during a day. So she is great for combos, which it's gonna be really sad to waste all my Soulmancers, but I need to come back at them very fast. So I'm gonna make Soulmancer, deplete to make that second token. Then I can use her effect, remove these 2 to make the last Soulmancer I have here, which the reason I keep making these, remember, when he's deployed, it makes a token. When he's depleted, it makes a token. So now I'm back to 3 of those. We've refilled some. And do I want to use her effect again? I don't yet. So we'll see what we're doing there. I'm starting to get low on cards because I have the minimum in, and we don't want that to happen. But we've gotten ourselves back into a good position, and the game's not over. So it almost ended right there within 3 or 4 days, which can happen and has happened a lot of times. Let's see. Going back over here, we definitely probably need character. We need everything. We pretty much put everything into that one move, so I didn't leave much. So we'll go supply though. That is the worst thing we could have drawn. We get our 2 tokens there. We're going to use our Gnome Toolbox again. Get rid of this card. It's going to have to be a time where we don't draw that same card, you know? And, okay, we another Gnome Toolbox. which is once again not going to help too much. This character can play defense for us. I mean, it has 8 armor. Only 1 health, but 8 armor, which will be able to hold them off for a while. And he'll see the move coming, so I might not want to stay on the tower. What else can I do? We could play our scavenger. We can remove our 3 tokens to make Doom Scorch, which is going to be a Gear Knight armor instead of going for another Titan. This is going to be huge for offense. This character can attack 2 spaces, so adding a new element from what you guys have seen. And if I want to, I can remove a token from an environment that I have to use Turn the Heat Up, and that makes it so I can target a character within 2 spaces and remove their armor for the day. So you pretty much melt it off to make your attack hit harder. In this case, I don't need to. I have 4 attack. This character has 3 armor and 1 health left, so from 2 spaces away I can kill it. If I don't throw everything off the field. Okay, remove that as Scorched tokens, so we got 2 to 1. And let's see. Don't think I'm gonna move forward yet because on the next day I can pretty much target anything I want to from here, and it keeps them from hitting me too hard. And from not moving them, I am gonna finally use that helping hand we keep getting. Now, instead of depleting him for his skill, helping hand lets me deplete a character that I'm not gonna move or attack with, and I can add a token to an environment again. So as I said, the gnomes are very good at consistency. They're going to keep replenishing things. They have a lot of counters, so while this stack stays on offense, they're explosive as I've showed. They're going to keep making souls and keep trying to come at you as fast as they can, which I haven't been doing a good job of over there. This deck is going to be much better at countering and trying to outsmart the opponent. So like how I tried to get past those 2 lines of characters they had, or how I can switch to, instead of Doom Scorch, I could have made an electric. I could have gone with Frostwave for ice and frozen a character. I could have gone with Thunderclap, and we could have started taking environments and equipments off if those were the ones troubling us. So I mean, we have a lot of ways to counter. But so I don't keep this going too long, I'm going to switch over here, and let's see what we want to do next. So we have lots of characters. What supplies can we get? So what with Book of Binding again? Here to come back. This being a 2-mover would be good there. We'll deplete to make that token or soul. Can't use that yet because we don't have an environment or equip to switch off. So we're going to do exactly what I said we should and go on offense, which actually we will equip it just to get the secondary effect of Soul Catcher because he is about to die as a sacrifice. So I'm going to do, I'm going to move 2 there to attack and hit for 4, so 1 damage on them, but Soul Catcher is going to get killed on the retaliation since he survived. Attacks for 4, which this only has 2 health. I did give them a free token, but when I did that, I added Soul there, and during my, let's see if I want to do anything else. We will move, no. See, if you don't pay attention, that thing is keeping me stuck here until, nope, I lied. I've got a plan. I'm going to move those 2. we are going to remove all 5 souls again to make Warlord of Souls. When he's deployed, he's going to make 2 more right there. So that one, or let me see where I want to do it. It's anywhere in the kingdom. We're going to go there and there. So for this character to make a zip line to here, you'd have to be on this tower. It has to be parallel. So I'd at least see that coming, and you can't move and deplete on the same day, so I would see it coming a mile away. So we don't need to do anything there. While he made 2 for being deployed, what's crazy about him is his second skill is going to be that he can move onto the space that currently has a soul, no matter where it is. So he pretty much warps on this board. He would consume that soul and it would be attached to him, and then he gets 1 attack for every soul attached to him. So you get to go wherever you want, increase your attack, but you can only have 3 souls on you total. So once he does it 3 times, he can't use the skill anymore. But that's going to come into play just in a little bit. So we can't move again with anything because we had to do this during our assessment phase after the assault. So I'm going to have to wait to move or do anything there. Unless... actually going to move this character, which I should have done before doing this. I missed it. In a normal game, you can't go back, but I want to keep things moving for you guys. This is another character that the second attack, or the second skill is actually a distance attack of 2, which means since he was hurt before, she was hurt before, it only has 2 health left, and we'd be able to do 3 using Burning Curse, which would remove this one. Also, and add a token to here. We did all of our movements, we switched that, and now it's back to the gnomes. Okay, so we are definitely running low. We have to pick a gnome. Okay, Architect. So these get their 2 tokens again. I can use a toolbox to get rid of a toolbox. I don't think I have too many supplies. Oops, don't use it. I'm going to use this one. And I got a scrapyard, which only really works if I used a larger Titan. Guess I can get a little bit. We're gonna have to play Gnome Architect. I will use Scrapyard also. I get to vanquish a Titan or Gear Knight from my OOC to add tokens. Oh, up to its tier level, which I only used T1 plus, which only count as 1. So I can get a token for that. And then I forgot that I have Titan Alpha in my OOC, which can vanquish itself to get a token as well. So we're back up to 5. Now we're doing pretty good. Gnome Architect is somewhat like Gnome Engineer. They work together, which makes it so that anything in my kingdom can create a knight or a Titan for 1 less token. So with this 5, it actually counts as 6 on this creation. And I'm going to go with our big one, Titan Omega, which, let's see, not only has an attack of 6, but can attack, so it's 6 for 1 space. It hits for, let me see, yeah, 6 for So 6, 4, 3. So it can keep doing its range by just getting rid of a little bit of attack. But right now what matters is, let's see, 6 armor, I'm safe there. I really don't know who's going to win this one. We're going to attack 6 to 3 and 3, so 6 to 6. We're going to take another Scorched token, so we got 4 to 2, and this character would have been like this. Do we want to move them to start attacking? I'm going to, nope, just going to Helping Hands. Get another token on there. Forgot to add a token to this character. When he's deployed, it gets a token added to it, and I can stop the use of a skill from my opponent, but it has to be on the same war zone. So like, here's the line between the war zones. For me to stop a skill from here, it has to have I have to have made it across there. So that's going to be enough to end my day. I have no hand left over here. And this is going to take a little longer than a normal game, of course, because explaining things and everything like that. So sorry if it's going a little long. We're going to go supply, hopefully to make more multi-run towers. We can play this card vertically like this to add 1 attack to every Soulless character outside of our kingdom. We can play it like this in a depleted type state to add 1 armor to every Soulless within our kingdom. So it kind of matters how everything's going. I can't tell exactly what I want to do here, because we're going to go defense, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat Omega with my Warlord. I lied. I definitely will be able to. So I'm going to add the other sorceress to my kingdom. I'm going to use this sorceress ability to remove these 2 to add a character and add the kryptonite pretty much to Omega from the Soulless. Let me make sure. Okay, add a character, and I can do it to any adjacent space. So I was doing that wrong. I can add it right there, shuffle. So it's any adjacent space of sorceress that you can add. So I mean, you can use that as an advantage to get it further, or in this case, I can use it to get it in placement for its skill. So Phantom is very weak health-wise and is a pretty specialized character as well, which pretty much it's the only answer the Soulless have to high armored characters, which this one has 6, which is extremely high. Move that. And I actually, yeah, okay. So this character, what it can do is actually move through an opponent's character. Any character that is moved through by Phantom loses all armor for the rest of that day. So it pretty much strips the armor as you move through them, which now makes it so Omega has 4 health. It can't, which I remember I said Omega can stop a skill from activating. The problem is the skill is considered activated from the space I was on. So when I activate that skill, it couldn't stop it. And Phantom is going to attack for 4 with a 4 health and actually remove this character, which I did not think was going to happen. Okay, adding a Scorched token here. So we're pretty even still, but obviously we see an advantage going on here. I want to keep putting on the pressure, so do that. Warlord of Souls, as I said before, can actually do that with that soulless, or with that soul token. So his attack is actually 7 now. And to put on the wait. Can't forget my own rules. I already did the assault phase. This is the assessment. So I can't actually move, but right now I can put a lot of pressure on that. I am gonna have to shift that next day because we definitely want to go for attacking now. And I will switch back to the gnomes. And so this goes there. I have nothing in my hand, so I think what I need more definitely is going to be a gnome at this point. Put these two on. It's helpful, but not hugely. But we gotta do what we gotta do. So, Titan, Beta, and try to go behind them again. But I don't think I'd win that. I don't think I can get there fast enough. Nope. So Beta is gonna attack. Kill that. So we've got 5 to 3. We've got 3 tokens. So I can make... We're going to have to try to go for a quick win before we get killed out. I'm actually going to make Frost Wave, which is also 3 tokens. Is that the smart move? Actually, no, because Frost Wave is going to get killed the next day. We're going to have to go offense. Go Doom Scorch again. From 2 away, attack, kill that character. We're going to have to hope to hit 10 because we're not in a good position. And we're not close to 10, so I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Attacked, can't use helping hands. Okay, I guess we'll move. And end our day. So, we're going to move that to offense still, adding another attack. So we're at 8 attack. This can pretty much go through anyone. Actually, he would still live through that attack. So, let's see. We're definitely, if we're going to stay on offense, we're going to go for another character. Play Armored Soul. It's not a quick character. It's not what I wanted completely, but it'll work. Move forward. If I move forward here, I'm going to have to take damage. That. Okay, we're going to have to do this a different way. So I'm going to use this effect to go there. Not actually move forward with that one. And I'm going to move that forward. It was a quick day, but it was an effective one. You'll see why hopefully next day. And go here. So we've come down to a little predicament because neither player has anything left in their hand. I kind of went all out really hard with both of them. Put myself in a situation trying to do something cool during this playthrough. Move forward. Just did put that in a bad position. Just going to attack forward on that. 4 to 2 and 2, so 4 to 4. Remove that. Get another token. We need 3 more still. So it's gonna be close. He's not gonna move. It's gonna make another token. Back up to 3. And now we're in a situation which changes completely actually. So, front line, remove 3. make that frost wave I tried to make before, this character can be depleted to freeze another character within 3 spaces. So I'm actually going to freeze him. I did already attack. Probably shouldn't have done that. But unless they draw 1, maybe 2 different cards, I can get there faster than they can get to me. Okay, I think I have a plan. And they definitely need a character now. Phantom is great in most of these situations again, but I can't get there fast enough with 1 movement. It's just gonna be fodder if I keep moving forward. Yeah, they turn that around really fast. Make another, has to be adjacent. The other thing is, which I'm not gonna be able to show you, it doesn't look like, is Master of the 3rd Peak, which comes from the lore that you'll see later in the Kickstarter, is actually created by removing a Warlord of Souls with the 3 tokens attached. So if I would have had 1 more day to do that, which I probably should have been doing ahead of time, I would have been able to create this one and pretty much change what's going on completely, but I missed that. Going forward, can't do anything. I have to end my day. So, this comes back. I don't get to undeplete. Gear Knight Frostwave stays depleted as long as it's freezing, so if I undeplete it, it would change all of that. We go on offense, so now we're gonna keep going with gnomes. Got another general. Put those on there. And now we have a great chance of winning because, actually we'll have to see. So I'm going to play that, remove the 2 after he was deployed. I'm going to go back to that Titan Alpha, the quick one. I'm going to deplete him for his skill not helping hands to make that tower again, which now I can try the same trick all over again. 1 movement there, which takes me there. 2, to keep him protected, I'm gonna go, and instead of attacking Warlord like I thought I would do, a range of 2, attack Phantom, which, let's move that down there, keep them separate. We're at 8, so I mean, we're looking good no matter what, because we either need only 2 kills or for them not to get me off the tower right there, which it's really just gonna come down to what character is drawn right here, because if they can hit for 3, they can once again remove this character, but if they can't hit for 3, then I'm good, which I did forget. So I mean, pretty much, yep. Once again it failed, so I'm pushing myself a little too fast and making mistakes. So Shadow Sorceress, let's see. I'm going to make 1 more. Move these 3. Use the same exact, actually, strategy as last time by making the commander, which will kill that character. Token. And this one. 3, I can't get through that armor, but what I can do, and I wasn't paying too much attention to, is since I can hit with 3 damage with Burning Curse from 2 away, and remember, Frostwave has 0 armor and is in jeopardy for the fact that it's depleted, which means it only has 2 health. Frostwave is going to go down, which is going to change the game again completely, bringing back Warlord of Souls, which is now going to move here, attack and kill. That, adding another one. So 6, can't move. This one can still move 2 because all I did is attack. And I'm within 2 movement if they try to do this again, but I'm very close to moving forward. So, as you can see in this game, it's a huge back and forward depending on what moves you make. And I've made a few mistakes I see already, which has caused all of this chaos, but usually you want to keep track of your resources a little bit better, your hand for sure, because I'm drawing like this for both of these. Let me see. Got another architect. I'm gonna have 2 on here. Once again, I can slow down so I can hit him hard so it's not as scary, maybe get it before it gets to the throne. I'm gonna have to do that defensively. I can't make another Frostwave. It'll get it killed. Yep, using Architect, I can take 2 off and count it as 3. Make my last Tomb Scorch, which we've had to go to a lot in this one. I don't think I can use... Beta won't help, Omega won't help, Thunderclap won't help. We're going to move back, hit. We go through 2 armor and 2 health. So let's see if we have one that's at 2 to make things easier. Yeah. Put that on there. So we can at least start taking it down a little bit. It's probably our only chance. Oh. What do we have here? Can move there. Yep. Attack for 4 and actually remove that character. Adding the 9th Scorched token. Now I only need 1 more kill and the game's over. With the Gearton Gnomes winning. Yeah. Sadly, I don't have 1 more character because this would have been an easy one. I'm just going to have to hope. Yep. I'll end my day and just hope that I can get one easily on the next day. There's no character that's going to help. We'll go for a supply. That definitely does not help. I can't retreat far enough. Can I? Yeah. 1, 2. 1. If they come for me, I can start hitting from a range. I can do that. Get another token in the way. Switch to defense on that for the 1 armor. And we'll go through this like we usually do. Definitely gonna go character. There we go. Pull 3. We're gonna add that to our hand. Helping Hand does nothing at this point. Neither of those really matter too much. Add a supply drop, which gets us 1 more. And yep, that's gonna win it for us, I think. I'm gonna remove 2 of these. I should have 1 alpha left. If I do, yep. Alpha there. If you remember, can move 2, attack for 5, with that kill, we finally add the 10th token to the gnomes, and they have won by overwhelming. So that was a lot of back and forth. I kept countering myself. I can't help but think that me knowing what cards I had in both hands did a little bit of that. I hope that was a good representation of some of the things you can do, how it's either you can try to attack through your opponent, try to go around them, sneak past them. There's a lot of different things. I also didn't add any cards from other decks, especially the Boundless, which I usually would be mixing cards up because the Boundless activate out of my hand and it would have made things quicker for me. But I wanted to show you how single clans work kind of together with their mechanics. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. We'll talk on Kickstarter, YouTube, wherever works best. And I'll see you guys soon. So yeah.